I'll ask one. Hey, Courtney, just
Thanks for showing your. Oh, there we go. And now we're starting to see faces. I'm like, thanks for showing your face, even. Okay.
no, we're back. And so are y'all. Just what would you assess about the team, entering this first week of games?
Well, I just think they're excited to get started. There always comes a point where you're just tired of um, facing each other and you want to face someone else. And they're just really excited. They're in a really good spot and just ready to kind of put all their hard work out on the field. So we're excited to get going.
Would you break down just a little bit of the field that you're facing? I know it's always, a little bit difficult before the season starts to give a great scouting report on every team, but just what do you know about those that you're facing?
Gosh, yeah, it's always when you go into your non-conference weekends and you have multiple opponents, it's kind of briefly over doing a brief overview and then making sure, we're just ready for anything. So, with Thursday night, Texas State is they're really strong. They're really strong. They've been really strong. They've graduated a lot of their innings. They've graduated some of their speed. So you just never know. But what they've always done is do a really great job recruiting and they get that top, really great talent out of Texas. So we're ready for a battle. They always have their team ready. They coach them up really well, and they're used to winning. And so it's going to be a really good opening night matchup. And we'll get to the rest of the field after we get out of Thursday. So um, that's, the big thing is just focusing on them right now, doing a brief overview of the rest, and then just more than anything, just making sure we're ready, we're in a good spot, and really focusing on what we do well.
And then what type of off season slash preseason, I know we're going to talk to her in a little bit, has Reagan Johnson had?
Oh, she's been incredible. She had a really huge fall. It was a fall for all of them of just working and grinding and figuring out how to be stronger and better and just, fine tune those tools. And it's no different for Ray. She's really, really fine tuned all her offensive tools. And she's just in a really good spot. She also won our OK Sui. She's a tremendous competitor, just an incredible athlete. And she's just a difference maker on both sides. And so that's what we're looking her to continue to do this year.
Last thing I got is where y'all are playing. It seems like because of the composition of your team, you might have a strong little, at least family-based support sport group there. Just how exciting do you think how excited do you think the team is for a lot of them that it's pretty close to home?
I think they're excited about that. Anytime you get to play close to family or close to home, I think there's another level of excitement. But I think the excitement of just playing is at the forefront right now. Our athletic trainer Andrew, he went to school there, and so it's been pretty cool to just kind of get ready for that area through his eyes and just excited to get back there. I think he's even speaking to his program that he's a graduate of when we're there. So there's a lot of excitement. And we're just really looking forward to getting down there and getting going.
Thank you.
Hmm. They're done with me.
Am I next?
Sure.
Um, Starting on the road, is that something you like to do? Like, are there benefits of starting on the road versus starting at home? Maybe that come into play later in the year. It just kind of depends on how the schedule works out in a given year.
Well, we've always done it. So it's something that we're used to doing. It's something where um, you get tested right away of being on the road, um, and so it's although today it's going to be 70 in the 70s, so maybe we could have started at home, but you just never know with the weather around here. So typically we've traveled the first two just to give us a little bit better weather on that weekend 3 and 4. This year we're going on the road weekend 3 also. So It's just getting down where there's a little bit more consistent sunshine. And yeah, I think this program's always done well on the road. We start on the road right out the gates of just really coming together and focusing on competition in the games. And so this year's no different.
And then the only other one I've got for you, Courtney Day obviously got there. Semester, you've only had a few weeks with her. Just tell me what she's looking like, how she's progressing, what you're most impressed with from her now, 3 days from returning to the field after a year away.
Gosh, there's a long list of things that impresses me about Courtney Day. Um, she gets better every day. She's someone that's just grinding, and she has such a sense of maturity in her approach to everything, that is really kind of infectious. And so it's just little things, little tidbits that our team's gotten from her, but just her approach to working every day, giving herself a little bit of grace and kind of getting back into it, knowing that she's had a stretch of being out. She's just kind of letting the game come back to her, not forcing it, but doing everything that she can to be ready to go. And she is looking better in every facet every day. So I'm just really proud of her, and she just continues to impress me.
Any health issues at this juncture of the season? Are we feeling pretty good about the overall health?
We're feeling really good. Feeling really good. Everybody's coming off their things that they were out for. I mean, Robin had her tonsils removed. So she was out for 2 weeks. So she just the 2 week mark was last Wednesday. She's handled that really well. Talia's coming back and really strong. And so I think right now we're just fingers crossed that all this you know, sickness that's floating around doesn't hit us too hard and we stay healthy that way. But physically we're really good and ready to go.
I didn't know about the tonsils, but I did want to ask you about Italia. What was the fall like for her as far as her build back? I know it wasn't quite as involved as some of the others.
Yeah, I think the fall was slower for her than what she wanted. But it was constantly just working rehab wise, PT wise to just be at her best now. And so someone like Italia, she is very tough. She wants to push herself. And so it was mostly just thinking really big picture and making sure that she's at her strongest and most comfortable right now. And continuing that each day as we go through season. So she's in a really great spot right now.
So do you feel like you still have some position battles or some players that you may kind of platoon or use multiple people for one position, or are you starting to settle in? You know, I had to ask.
I know, I knew someone was. I knew it would, I actually thought maybe Ethan or Justin would, but I knew it was going to get asked at some point. We do still have position battles. And I think that we're going to have to see all of those play out. We're going to see a lot of different lineups, a lot of different combinations, because we have a lot of versatility and a lot of really strong options. And so I think we have the ability to kind of mix and match. We have the ability to keep athletes strong throughout. And so it's just, we're still figuring out how we're going to best utilize all our tools. But we have a lot of great options, and we'll see.
And finally, make sure to ask Andrew if he's going to jump into any river when he's back. And he'll know what I mean.
We won't allow that.
You were talking about position players, but obviously you've got a lot of options on the mound as well. How are you going to go about with these early games, getting everybody, I guess, some action without, I guess, we're overusing them.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing is going into the first weekend with the big picture in mind and needing to see all of them and all the roles. I think that's what we're going to do moving throughout the length and of our season, how long it is, how intense it is. we're going to need to pair them. We're going to need to use them off of each other and their strengths and their tools. And they're going to need to be comfortable starting and coming in the middle and finishing. And so we'll start that, this weekend of we're going to see them all probably in starting roles. We're going to see them all in closing roles. And we'll just put them all to work. We're excited.
And your freshmen, obviously on the mound and in the field, playing in the first college games might be, daunting for some, but they've played such high level softball. Just talk about how you think they'll just, take to this weekend.
Well, I think they'll settle in really quickly and seamlessly. I think there's always a level of excitement and a little bit of nerves putting on that uniform for the first real time. I know they did in the fall. It's just a very different feel when you get to spring and it's February and you're taking the field for the first time and you're in the uniform for the first time. There's going to be a level of nerves and excitement, but they'll settle in very quickly. They're competitors and they're ready to go to battle.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'll hop back in real quick. You mentioned that Reagan was first in the OK Suey challenge. I was looking and I saw the videos. It looks. Can you just explain like what that is and how somebody gets first in that? Like what the competition is?
Yeah, it's a challenge for our team. This year we finished, or this team we finished our fall with it. It's a physical challenge. It's a mental challenge. It's to push them. It's to get them to push and compete when things are tough and push through that. It's a pretty cool night. Just kind of pairing them with big people in our program that have had a huge hand in our program and were part of our village. And she finished first this year. So it's a grind, it's a competition. It's a few different stops, whether it's the pool and the weight room and the football indoor, and it's kind of around our facilities. And so yeah, she finished first. And she had a great night. They all did. They all did.
Reagan, you're opening up first games pretty close to home for you. How is that? Have you played there before? Just I guess what's going through your head knowing how close you'll be to home?
I've actually never played at Texas State before, but I'm very, very excited because it is about an hour or so from my house, and my sister lives there, and I just have a lot of family that's going to be coming in to see me, and I'm very excited.
How would you assess the off season, preseason that you've had?
I'd say it's been really good, very challenging, which I have enjoyed. I enjoy a push, and yeah, it's been challenging, but it's been fun.
And then Coach said you were the OK Suey champion. To people who don't know what that is, can you walk me through, I guess, what it takes to be the champion of that?
I don't really know what you would like classify it as, but we always are like, oh, it's like a triathlon kind of thing. And we started out with a swim, and then we had to do a some kind of workout in the weight room, and then we did a mile run up the hill to football, which is pretty challenging because the hills in Fayetteville. And then we went to the football indoor and did a whole other like workout. I'm not really sure how to like explain what it's called. And then we ran to the finish line in the football on the football field. And yeah, so it was very challenging. But it was very just I felt great to accomplish it and to win and to overcome all the things going into it.
Last thing I got for you is I don't know if chip is the right word. Like some people have a chip, some don't. But like for you to be all SEC last year and then this, the preseason list comes out and you weren't on the preseason one, do you have any sort of, I guess, chip this year? Maybe you've just it doesn't feel like you might be getting the type of recognition that a lot of us expected.
Um, I did when I saw it, I was a little upset, but I just had to kind of realize that one, I can use it as motivation, and two, that it doesn't matter. Rankings don't matter. You still have to perform and you still have to do what everyone wants you to do and what you want to do for yourself. So ultimately, I just use it as motivation and know that I know the player I am, so it doesn't affect me too much.
Thanks, Reagan.
Who was the worst individual on this challenge? Do we have a couple that just couldn't handle the swimming and the running uphill?
I would say that I couldn't handle the swimming. I am a horrible swimmer. So
So
I'm
you
not
had to
really
overcome your swimming in order to come
Yes.
in?
Yes, I had to overcome. I was one of the last ones out of the pool, and it was the hardest thing ever. The swimming was probably the hardest part for me.
Well, that's a good comeback then. How has the freshman class personality maybe elevated some aspects of the overall team this fall and spring?
They have came into work and to push all of us, and I absolutely love it. They are just every single last one of them are bundles of joy and are here to work and come to the field every day ready to put in the grind. And I think it's elevated Arkansas softball so much and has changed our game, and I'm really excited for this season.
And is there anything you want to see from this team outside of wins in the first month as far as before you guys get towards conference play that would give you a great thought about where this team is at?
I just want to see us play together. Like we haven't had the opportunity, obviously, this year yet to see where we are. Um, yeah, I don't really know how else to word it. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Reagan, when you go up to the obviously a great leadoff hitter, when you go up to the plate, what's kind of your mindset as you step into the box?
Would you believe me if I told you that I don't think about anything? I honestly, the only thing that goes through my mind is something that my dad has implemented into my head since I was little is to take the pitcher's head off. So I go in there and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hit this ball right back at their forehead. And that's the only thing I think about when I'm in the box.
That's fantastic. Also, the you have a lot of people behind you this year that have big bats. Talk about the opportunity and excitement to just have that lineup behind you.
I'm so excited. Just the thought of being able to start and then getting a hit and then you have whoever the lineup may be, it doesn't even matter. I can't even name off names because every single person on this team could do it and be in this lineup. So, um, I'm really excited to see they who is going to be in the lineup or if it rotates. I'm just yeah, I'm very excited to see myself.
Reagan, it was kind of weird getting the email today because it was like junior outfielder Reagan Johnson. It feels like you were just, one of the freshmen that we are all excited about coming here. How have you, um, I guess now that you're an upperclassman, taken on a little bit more of like a leadership role slash you're familiar with the program at this point?
Yes, I've taken on the leadership role. I've helped a lot of the freshmen just like understand that it's never gonna be the end of the world. It's just softball. We're just here to play softball. So I've really liked that aspect of it of kind of like being like a mom of the group rather than like controlling what everyone does because that's just not my vibe. I'm more of a I'm gonna help you out if you need it. Let me know and I'll help you through it.
And what have you thought about the freshman pitchers? I don't know how much y'all have gone up against each other, but I guess what have you seen from them?
I think they're elite. Every single one of them, well, two of them kind of throw like the same thing, but they both throw really hard and really well. They all spin it well. Lexi throws more down and she's just like offset of what they throw, and I think that they're going to make a really big impact to this team.
And I got one more for you. Just what type of personal goals do you have for this year?
I want to continue to break my own, I say break my own records. I haven't really like done any records, but I want to continue to surpass what I've done in the previous years. I want to continue to get more hits. I want to steal more bases, draw more walks, just do what I'm here to do.
Thanks, Reagan.
Any more questions?